reveals the musical diva he once went on a blind date with. K. Michelle lets folks know she is a country girl, and Kanye West changes his name again.
And she's back. She's the host of the Portia Show. Welcome, Portia Bruner, to Side Dish.
They like me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for coming
I'm
back.
ready to take on these topics. I'm ready.
All right,
Let's get it then.
Welcome to Side Dish.
So,
HK, you got nothing?
What?
All right. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, here at Side Dish, we are more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We're the whole meal, fam.
Yeah,
you got
man.
3 servings of pop culture excellence right here.
Oh, that's it. You know what? Thanks for having me back, fellas. I missed you, and I'm honored to be back.
You know, it's almost like you never left, because even though you haven't been sitting in this chair, when I go home, I'll be watching
You're watching,
Portia,
and I'm watching you on what I'm still at work.
Oh, all right.
After the show, yeah. So I'm always like, what are you talking about now?
Bunch of mess. That's what we talk about.
But happy Friday night, fellas.
Yeah, indeed. And thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Friday night. What have you been up to since last time we saw you?
Oh my goodness, we have had a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. You know, we're getting ready to wrap up season 3, so praise God, I'm super excited that we are. We've got some stuff coming though. I've got a lot of good guests coming and great conversations, but just keeping it rolling with a daily dose of positivity. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and a few celebs in the mix doing some pretty cool things too.
No, I love the balance of it all. Like, you know, a little bit of healing, a little bit of ratchet, a little bit of everything.
Little bit of ratchet. Yeah. I'm a little bit ratchet. I'm a little bit
And I think we're
rock
going to
and
get
roll.
more into that later on as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Ooh, yeah, twerk contest coming up. No, I was joking.
What? How did I just get him up in that?
Twerking Fridays.
Yeah.
It's time for some Feed Me, but before we get into that, we got to get to this. This Sunday is Father's Day, so make sure you honor them in some way or size, shape, or form. To all the dads out there and dad-like figures, or even women with masculine features. We salute you, and thank you so much for doing everything that you do to keep the little humans that, you know, people create alive, thriving, and doing well.
For sure.
Indeed. And all right, now this next video is showing us how it might go down if you ordered a beer at your favorite bar in a few years, or maybe even a few months. Check it out.
What?
That's a drone, huh?
That is not a drone delivering a beer?
I was just trying to get used to the robots delivering the drinks. Now we've got who's running the drone?
You know?
If I have too many, will the drone fly me home? What are we doing?
And here's the bottom line for my cheap behind. How much more does it cost now that I've got a drone bringing it as opposed to a human bringing it?
Right?
Because
Or
it
how
technically should be cheaper because, like, the physical labor.
It should, unless you got a bunch of drunk jokers around your drone and then the drone gets messed up.
Can you please tip the drone pilot? You know, that sort of thing.
Drone pilot, yeah. The drone's going to say, no, I'm going to look at this other way. I'm going to turn this monitor right around for you. Thanks, drone.
Questions.
This monitor's got a question for you.
Yo, out of all the things that the Jetsons showed us that we possibly would get by this time, that wasn't on my
That was not on the list. I'm still waiting for the flying cars.
Here's my thing. Okay, let me get this is my hot take. And there's a whole lot of this in Atlanta, and I think this is just post-pandemic because there wasn't a ton of it, I don't think, in LA at the time. We don't have physical menus anymore. And then there's so many things where you order off your phone. You're sitting in a restaurant, there's no waiter, they just bring your food out. Now we can't even get a human bringing the drinks out. We got robots bringing the drinks out.
It's all, I'm still trying to figure out how to order off the phone, right?
Yeah,
because if you forget your magnifying glass, if you're an auntie, you're fresh out of luck. And now we got to figure out how to, what if the drone brings the wrong one?
Portia, I got to tell you something.
How do you say add extra this or make it sweet or more sweet than sour?
Last night was the very first night that I brought my reader's glasses with me to a restaurant.
Welcome.
Did you let him sit at the tip of your nose?
I put him on to read the menu, and then I hit him away.
Of course you did. Yeah. That's what we do. We go wait till you have some in your car.
Where were you when you found out you needed readers? Drop it in the chat. For me, it was a restaurant too, a very dimly lit one, and that's that on that.
It was the phone.
The phone?
It was just looking at the phone. I was like, this, I cannot see squat. What is this haze around the letters? Oh, I need glasses.
Okay. Is this big text for you?
Honey, I see white and black and blue. I can't, that's super tiny.
They make fun of me for having that. My friends say that's big text.
No, that's tiny.
That's tiny?
Mine's really big.
Yeah?
Mine's obnoxiously big.
You got a teleprompter on your phone?
That's pretty much it. Mine's you read all
like
my
the letters that you see in the stands of the football game about that size.
That's it.
Man, AI is crazy.
All right, moving on. Senator Cory Booker stepped into the shade room and spilled some piping hot tea, not about politics, but about a famous diva who he went on a blind date with. Check this out.
Who's someone famous you've dated or gone on a date with that we don't know about?
This is going to make some news, I guess, but years ago, I was set up on sort of a blind date with Mariah Carey.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah, it was one of those times where you just know you're in the presence of somebody that has a grandeur about them, and I'm not talking about her talent, but she just has this light. And,
Yeah.
we laughed and had a good time. It was clearly not a love match, but I
Why
laughed.
wasn't it a
What?
love match?
Yeah.
How did
He
it
said
work
with a
out?
straight
No
face.
second date? I have questions. Would she A, corroborate the story, or B, her infamous, I don't know him?
Now
When
suddenly
she hears this,
now
which
suddenly
way
I feel
is she going?
now suddenly I feel some kind of way. But her brother or cousin was there too. There were witnesses.
So there was.
Okay.
Don't deny me, Mariah. Don't deny me now.
Really?
Oh, I'm a journalist. I need some fact checking. I want to hear Mariah's side. But who set them up on a blind date?
Who's the person who
How's it-
knew both of them?
Right, and said, I have a great idea. There's this politician and this woman who sings a whole lot of Christmas music and some other things around the. Let's put those two on a date. Like, what was the first question? Like, what did he say when she walked out?
I have no idea.
And what did she
Maybe
say?
me and Mariah go back like babies and pacifiers.
Pacifiers.
Yeah. Icebreaker.
Yeah, Cory Booker, no liar. Yeah.
Yo, but Cory Booker, like, low key, like, if he would have pulled that off, he'd have to go on Mount Busmore. Because
That's
you know,
like how-
for a while he was dating
On the
Rosario
world
Dawson.
tour.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And I was hating for them cheap seats too. 'Cause I'm a big Rosario Dawson fan, like ever
Yeah,
since kids.
she's gorgeous, and she's super smart.
And she nerdy. She likes nerdy things. Like she would be
Yes.
at Comic-Con.
Right, and she would probably know all of the bills that he's working on.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get back to how those two ended up and what happened after the date. Like, who said, yeah, nah, you were really nice. I think you're very talented, and I love what you're doing for the country, but this is not going to work out.
When he said it was obviously not a love match, what was the obvious part?
Yeah.
Probably his too gentlemanly ways. You know, like, I think Mariah likes people with a smidge more edge. Because there's a lot of people who occupy the headspace of like, hey, Cory, oh really? Women? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm one of those people. But sometimes, you know, you just chalk it up to like maybe you were raised predominantly by like women, or like you got all sisters or something like that.
Right.
You know, like because like my antenna for that sort of thing is always broken, and I never just throw
You
that
just
on
never,
people.
yeah.
And the other thing is, she might be into, I don't know Cory Booker's age off the top of my head, but I feel like.
56-ish, she's mid-50s.
Okay, I was going to say he feels very age appropriate to her, perhaps a little bit older than her. But what's the artist that we saw her at the award show? Anderson .Paak is a little younger than her, and she might be chasing those tenderonis these days.
You know, listen. I'm low-key not mad about chasing the tenderoni. I'm not. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, I think it's an interesting coupling that never coupled. Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And I could see her being with somebody who has power, influence, politics. Like when she was dating that billionaire who looked like Herman Munster.
Yeah.
I forgot that guy's name.
I can't with you.
But, you know, you
gotta
can tell
get
she
used to
likes
that.
to be like spoiled, adorned, and be with people who are influential.
Yeah, and when your boo is, you know, away in Washington for long periods of time, you may not get all the attention that you want or need.
But also, okay, let's play out an alternate future.
Okay, let's go for it.
Let's say that they did go on this first date and they clicked. Chemistry is there, they're vibing. Suddenly, date 2 or 3, like the pops are starting to get photos, and it's Cory Booker and Mariah Carey, and they're frolicking around, and suddenly his stock goes way up.
Yeah.
There's a world in which, like, having an MC on his arm, suddenly he's a presidential candidate. Mariah, the first lady?
First lady?
That
You
would be
went like
wild.
this all the way around and then came back here. Was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
Because the White House goes out for Christmas. It only makes sense. It only makes sense.
Those Christmas parties would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, and then here we are.
Yep.
Listen, K. Michelle had to set a reporter straight during a Country Music Association fest last week while she was being interviewed by an American songwriter. Take a look at what went down.
That's the American
For a
song.
second
Just
about your
kidding.
relationship with country music because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you didn't grow up here in country music, so kind of tell people, kind of introduce yourself to them, and then tell them how you arrived in Nashville. What brought you here?
Yes, I did grow up in country music. You do this all the time. I did grow up in country music. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I got a scholarship for yodeling. That's how I paid for college. My start to you, to be seen to you, has been when the Judd's people themselves reached out to me to go and pay Naomi Judd tribute. That was the first tape I ever got, and that was Love Can Build a Bridge. And it's always been a thing for me. I was told I could not sing country music because I was black, but it was something I had always been doing and will continue to do. I'm born and raised in Tennessee. I didn't fly here. I grew here.
You grew here.
Yeah, I grew here in Tennessee. And I am so happy to be able to sing the songs of who I am and what it is I want to. So,
Yo, that is a person who therapy has worked tremendously for. Because I don't know if you remember K.
That
Michelle
would have
from
been
like
a
8 years
very
ago.
different K. Michelle for sure, and so well handled, right? Because there were at least 4 or 5 shots fired there, but so delicately so. The way she broke down. Listen, I'm from here. The judges asked me. I didn't ask. You know, I mean, it was just very clear. And by the way, I'm from Memphis. Like, it was just the basic facts that a good interview, you're going to research that before you sit down.
I'm so glad.
You're going to research that, and no shade to the young reporter there doing that interview, but you should have walked in knowing that. Especially when they're from Memphis.
I can understand not knowing that you got a yodeling scholarship.
Okay,
Like,
that one, I raised eyebrow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's absolutely fascinating.
Raised eyebrow for
I
sure.
had no idea, but if I was going to hit her with that question, because I'm going to know that she's from Memphis and
Yeah.
from Tennessee, so country's in there somewhere.
Because you didn't just slide up in here, right? You have to earn your
Yeah.
space in here anyway. So yeah, that was. But shout out to K. Michelle for handling that with class and dignity, because I'm sure that there are folks who would have expected, you know, her to, you know,
Pop
turn
off,
up.
flip table
Sure.
up.
But that's what growth is, right?
Yeah.
That's-
And yo, I'm proud of her. And the yodeling scholarships. Apparently, I missed a wave because, like, let's just say if there was like one yodeling scholarship to be given for school, so many more people could have gone to college. And I wonder who else got yodeling scholarships.
Yeah.
Whenever I listen to 112, like Slim, where do I go? Like that was definitely yodeling, and I feel like all of the 112 probably could have got yodeling scholarships. Moving on, Kanye, he's at it again, but this time he only changed his name after legally changing his name to Ye a few years back. Well, he's decided to double up and add another Ye. So now he's reportedly going by Ye Ye. We looked up the definition of Ye Ye, and it's a French pop music style that emerged in the early 1960s. And in the Nigerian culture, Ye Ye is a slang term that can be used to describe someone who is foolish, ignorant, or a bit silly. So depending on the day, Ye Ye actually may, you know, be a perfect shoe that fits for this guy.
You know it's about to come out, right?
What?
Or if you're Ice Cube, it's yay, yay.
When I read it, every time I said it in that tonality in my head.
In my mind, he's like, his last name is no longer West, it's Smoke Weed Every Day. That's,
what is going to happen? Like zero things. This makes $0.00 to keep changing your name when the same shenanigans are coming. We already know.
He's just doing pop culture side quests at this point.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's kind of in a weird holding pattern because he offended the wrong groups of people, and they're like certain things ain't really rocking the way it used to for Kanye West. So in order to stay in the media, you just do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I changed my name.
When you know better, you do better. You know better, you do better.
new name, old game.
Yeah, that's yay, yay.
Yay, yay.
So I wonder if, like, the music that he made as Ye, does that get transported over to the Ye Ye name on the streaming platforms? Or does that
well, you
remain
tell
as
us,
Ye?
because like, what does this mean for? I don't know, like your masters and how you do you redistribute? Do you?
Oh, he don't got a
retract it?
label no more. So like everything he does, he's doing it on his own. So he
Right.
kind of gets to like write his own script and punch his own clock at this point. But you're seeing the results of that, and it's not great because you haven't been hearing him on the radio like you used to back in the day.
Right.
Unless it's like somebody's playing Gold
classic.
Digger in the mix or something like that. And even just those big moments, he's not gonna get asked to do the Super Bowl. No, it's not gonna happen.
He's not.
No. Yeah,
He's not.
you know.
But he's not gonna miss a bill either. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that's the other
He's gonna
thing.
be
Is
okay,
like,
yeah.
he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
You know,
For now.
for now.
Yeah.
I think it would take years and years for him to like fully destroy the empire that he built.
Man, there's so many people that like you find out file for bankruptcy, and I understand file for bankruptcy is to protect what you have,
Right.
But people who you thought like you should die with millions in the bank,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh
absolutely.
man, we having to restructure or do some things, or the money's running out, and you just never know how people spend their money, man. Like
You don't.
when
But
you
when
find
you
out
have-
Justin Bieber was struggling,
Yeah.
and it's like, how? You're not in a group, you're Justin Bieber.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like he got
that's all
taken advantage of financially through accountants and maybe not managers, because Scooter Braun's a pretty upstanding guy, unless you're Taylor Swift. And but remember, Kanye bought a home on the coast in Los Angeles and then basically demolished it so that it was nothing left but his concrete frame. I don't know if you guys remember that one. So it's like that's a waste of money. Like that was a multi-million-dollar home that's not worth anything now. So like he could do it.
Sometimes I feel like
Yeah.
he's playing Brewster's Millions. Like somebody made
Yeah.
a deal like, yo, listen, you got 6 years to like build up to this point and destroy everything.
Yeah.
If you do that, I'll give you double.
Yeah.
Kinda like the
And in the
original movie.
meantime, the rest of us are like, okay, I'm just trying to build some generational wealth here. What are you doing, sir? Help us help you.
Yeah. Where's
Some
the
of us
Yay
just
Yay
trying to-
scholarship for
Yes,
yodeling?
yes.
Yay yodeling scholarship. Let's do that. All right. Well, it's Friday, so why don't we give ourselves a little flashback and ponder whether the legend Michael Jackson might have been the king of pop and the king of disguises. HK, I think I saw your post on this.
Yeah, man, I'm a big Michael Jackson nerd still.
Okay, so quick question. This is we're going to show a photo here. This is Michael Jackson with Tatum O'Neal. Is this blackface?
What?
Yeah, definitely.
Can you do blackface when you are in fact black?
Well,
It was a different time.
It was a different time, and yes, I recognize the double standard, right? Because I know you're gonna say, if I did that, I would be canceled. And yes, you would. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
clearly blackface post. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that picture.
But like low-key
not
hyper
even-
realistic. You know? Like in that particular picture, he looked like the doll Eddie Munster used to carry around on the Munsters.
But the nose is always going to, yeah.
The nose gives Mike away.
Always.
Can we get that photo back? That's
Well, no,
like,
he still had 80s nose back then.
That's no, baby. I'm sorry.
This is medium.
What part
This
of-
medium nose Mike.
Yeah, this is like Thriller nose Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not little nose Mike.
Can you imagine that man walking up to you and let's say you don't know who it is. Maybe it's a little dark in the room, you're inside of a club, and he leans up and he's like, "Hey Portia, how you doing?" And you're like, "Oh no, is that you,
Is
Mike?"
that you,
And you're like,
Mike?
"It's me."
Listen, what else you got? How many other photos you
Okay,
got? 'Cause I know-
this one, we got another one. This one here is, this is giving Teddy Perkins from Donald Glover.
Yeah.
What?
Atlanta.
At first I was almost like, which one was it? Okay, listen, yeah. Boy, he really had to do what he had to do to get around, didn't he? To be
Sure
able to
did.
move through. I was not expecting that.
The guy in the picture's like, I don't know who this guy is. But
I
it's a
wouldn't
trip.
either.
Yeah, and that's
what he was supposed to look like.
that's low profile Mike.
That's exactly what he was supposed to look like. And we just stopped right there.
Right.
The fro.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is that a goatee? Is that a mustache? Or my eyes just
I don't think
bad?
the beard really connected as strong as he
Yeah.
wanted to, but it's, it's on its way.
It's a
next
baby
one-
goatee.
This next one is actually my favorite. This is the one.
Nope.
Yep.
That's not
Yo,
Michael Jackson.
that's
I
incognito.
rebuke said photo of Mike. That is not.
That's incognito Mike right there.
So he put on teeth from Buc-ee's
Yeah.
and rolled out.
In this picture, he looks like he just got drafted to play for the Yankees from Cuba.
Yeah.
Not Cuba. Why? Listen.
He's giving I speak Spanish.
That character's actual name is Ricardo Shamonim.
Now, this one is wild.
Wow.
Okay, I feel like this is
But
behind
it's
the
always
scenes.
in the eyes because he had ebony brown eyes, and it's still there. There's sadness, the sorrow, the
Yeah.
heaviness is still there in the eyes.
But okay, let me hit you guys with this. I think this is the character from the music video 13 Ghosts.
Yep, it sure is.
Okay, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have never
he was just
seen
hiding
any
out
of
on the
these.
set in
Learn
that
something
one.
new every
Yeah.
single time I hang out with y'all. I've never seen any of those.
Man, like which one of those do you feel like if you saw him in a disguise in public, you'd be like, come on, Mike? Like, is there any one of those?
Baby goatee, and the fro. Because I'm like, that's what you were supposed to look like, man. This is where you should have stopped.
I bet
May he rest in
if you
peace.
put the one with the baby goatee, if you spiked him in with a picture of Bone Thugs and Harmony, no one would be none the wiser.
Oh, hilarious.
He looked like he's supposed to be with them in that picture.
But last cat I would not have recognized. But yeah, that's the one that makes
I miss
me
my
want to
homie,
sing.
That's
Man,
Bubbles.
yes. We love you, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, we got to take a quick break, but afterwards we're going to catch up with Portia, and we got a whole lot more side dish, and we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back. And Portia, like we were saying earlier, it's always good to have you here. Thank you so much for coming back.
Always a pleasure to have the two of you at my side, be at your side. Thanks for welcoming me back to the couch.
Well, you're the cool guest on our show today, but who have some of the cool guests been on your show lately?
Ooh, we've had some good ones. We had CeCe Winans.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness. The newest American Idol, Jamal Robertson. He came. He sang like days after he won. He did his first sit-down daytime television interview. That was really just a beautiful young man from Meridian, Mississippi, and that was really fun because I think the optics still throw some folks off. You know, gospel, but you've got pecs, you've got tats, you've got all of that, and you're talking about your love for the Lord. It was just a lot of fun. We've had a few little gems. Some I can't just say yet, but you know, we've also had your play cousin Gary with the T.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun too.
Man,
a lot of fun.
I love to see it because, you know, like it's like such a Russian roulette because you never know, like, you know, what type of energy the show is going to be on. And I love that because it keeps people guessing. Sometimes you'll be, you know, like looking at your favorite entertainer. Sometimes you'll be getting informed. I think when I ran into you at the Mission Impossible screening, I was like, yo, I was watching you earlier. And I forgot who was on that day, but it was somebody you're talking about. It was like a doctor of some sort.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time talking about issues that are impacting, you know, people's health, mental health and physical health. So those are things we're always going to keep talking about. But yeah, we like to mix it up a little bit. But how about, can we just go back to Angela Bassett for a minute?
How did seeing her in person affect your mental and physical
health? This was me trying to play it off. And I don't get starstruck, right? Because I've been a journalist for a long time. But the way she moves, it's the real, she was more elegant and more graceful and more composed and just still so humble. She did the gentle touch thing where she remains connected to people, because when you become that level of famous, it's easy to see past people. I don't think it's right, but you've seen people who see past this. I was standing there and I was like, hi, hey. I didn't say anything though, right? Because I still want to get the shot. I didn't want to mess up the shot, and I didn't want to become part of the video. I wanted the moment, but there was just, I wanted to say, hey, Madam President, because you know she's playing president. But it was really special to see her and just see her so engaging.
Yeah, no, y'all are both unicorns. Y'all both have that same energy and aura about themselves.
Thank you, HK.
Like when people walking by, like, move out their way.
Weren't you? Well, I mean, you're used to it too, but it was still.
Like, I don't know. I'm usually in the headspace like no one knows who I am. I'd be having to explain stuff. And they'd be like, shut up, we know who you are. Okay.
Yeah.
I just assume.
Well, speaking of Angela Bassett, is there like a celebrity that you've always wanted to do an interview with? And did you have the chance to do it? Like, what was your oh, when this show launches, this is who I want to get?
So obviously, Michelle Obama is still hovering right around at the very top. We're just like, hey, Mrs. Obama. And if you want to bring your husband, that would really, really be a wonderful opportunity. I think Tabitha Brown is really cool, even in this space with everything going on with Black-owned businesses and some pushback and, her health journey as a vegan. There are a lot of people that I really would like to talk to. But, yeah, we're just going to keep booking. I really want to still get the two of you on there.
Whenever, however.
Because I think these conversations are just so wonderful too. Just the candor, especially in this time right now where there's so many people have a whole lot of reasons to fuss and fight, and you two just model what it looks like to just, hey, here's who I am, who's how I'm going to be, and we're still going to be cool.
Indeed.
So
Thank you so much.
Yes,
also, Michelle has been appearing on podcasts left and right. If there's a time, this feels like it's in that time.
So here's what I think my go-to is. I had Mama D on the show. She loves Mama D.
That's right.
So I want to be like, hey, Mrs. Obama, take a look at the clip. And then come and react to it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yes.
Well, you're close to 6 degrees of separation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Maybe aim for Sasha or Malia.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? And then work your way through.
Dropping last names so that they can claim their independence. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Rooting for you, yo. And it's all going to happen from your mouth to the universe and back again.
I thank you for that positivity.
Oh, man, every day. Well, switching gears real quick, fitness influencer Ashton Hall, who went viral for his intense morning routine and for running very fast, may have met his match when it comes to speed. YouTuber iShowSpeed uploaded a video of the two racing, and here's how it went.
Wow.
Okay, here it comes. We got the full video in just
I was about to say, it's not fair. The other guy's in the car.
Yeah.
It's time for me to expose Ashton Hall. Speed versus Ashton Hall. Let's get this shit right. It's over for you. Go!
Oh, no! Did Ashton take a dive?
What I say?
Oh, man.
He didn't edit the flames in. That's fine. What is happening?
That's the second race. Oh, and he got him again?
Oh, man. We lost 2 out of 3.
Oh, now we're on pavement. Now our ego's involved.
Oh, so he's better on a hard surface.
Yeah.
Well, who won that one? Was it a tie?
No, I think he beat him on all of them.
Hey, yo, you really can beat me. I don't want to race you again.
Oh. I don't want to race you again. Listen, that ego will always get you, though. Here we are. I think it was all 4.
I think he got it 4 for 4, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Did Ashton think it was going to improve? Because the other guy's younger. Like, he's...
Right.
You're only going to get tired
And
before
listen,
he does.
Yeah.
you still, the leaner, the faster you're going to move through. I mean, obviously his brother's big and strong, but the jackrabbit's going to keep it moving. And 20?
He's 20. iShowSpeed is 20 years old. Listen, 20-year-old athletes are superheroes.
They are. He did that in his sleep.
You should have raced them in dress shoes.
Yeah. Here's the thing that's funny is Ashton's got his whole morning routine. Like that kid rolls out of bed, eats a Big Mac, and then puts on a race like that.
A whole bunch of, he adds some sugar to his cereal.
Yeah, exactly.
Eats it with a spoon, and drinks the rest, and then gets out there and does that.
He's never had a protein shake, never had a Gatorade.
So what does this mean for Ashton?
He probably needs to sleep in a little bit later, because if you looked at his routine, I think he gets up 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe iShowSpeed is
that's
sleeping
one,
till about
with
noon.
The
proper rest.
Yes.
We know he can beat Khaled though, so
yeah.
He's got that going for him.
Khaled is like the Glass Joe of that whole racing circuit. You know what I mean? You're gonna get through him, and then the competition gets tougher. Man, were you a runner in school?
No,
I was not. No,
you got stature. I thought you'd be...
I played tennis.
Okay.
And I was on the taekwondo team at Howard University.
Really? At the university?
Yeah, but I didn't say I was winning.
Are you you're breaking boards?
Listen, this high kick right here. I can duck, I can dodge, and if you mess with me the wrong way, you high kick. Now, listen. I don't know how high it is at this point. It's been a minute since I've done it. But yeah, no, I'm not the fastest joker on the planet, but I can kick and I can throw a punch.
So what you're saying is if there was a tournament between all of the female hosts that have shows during the daytime, you would win the Hill Valley Karate finale pretty
I would
much.
win, but I would also win the hugging contest because I'm always so excited.
Nothing's going to keep Portia down. Yeah, I love it. I had no idea. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I had a Korean instructor at Howard, and he spoke Korean most of the class, and so it was wonderful experience. Yes.
Do you have photo? Wait, now Taekwondo also in the gi? Yes.
Yes,
because I trained jiu-jitsu also in a gi.
Absolutely.
Do you have photos from this era?
Well, it was the early '90s, right? So it's not like you had somebody taking pictures of you. Yeah. So no, I mean, I think there may have been a board kick or two, or the boards, at the end, before you get your belt once you broke the boards. But there aren't. I mean, I'd have to do some digging. What I know is that they are printed and they're in a photo album at my mama's house.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we still have our breakaway boards here, because we used to do this Monday Mayhem thing, and we used to we used to wild out. We punched the boards.
Give me just 1 or 2 practice punches. So 2 practice. Let's go.
We might find them. We might have to see if we can dig them up during a commercial break.
Man, that's exciting though.
Yeah, that's super
cool. Something new every day.
Every day.
Portia, we got to get you in you need your own Tubi action franchise for messing people up.
Listen, let me be clear. I did say in college, right?
Yeah, but
that was I graduated in '95.
Right?
It is 2025.
We know you got muscle memory. Okay.
We'll find out.
Moving on. Jurassic World actress Bryce Dallas Howard spoke with The Independent about how it feels when her movies get bad reviews. She said, "You can always see it coming while you're making it. I've never been shocked when something didn't work, but I'm just an actor. You're there to serve a director's vision. If a movie doesn't turn out the way that you envisioned, you can barely feel disappointed because it's not yours. You're not the person who's building the thing."
Now, listen, though, her father, director Ron Howard, is the total opposite. She said he feels really bad when a movie he directs doesn't do too well, and he's amazed at how his daughter can actually just disconnect.
I think because she has things to fall back on. At the end of the day, Ron Howard's my dad. Already did the Jurassic Park movies. Those checks have cleared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The money is there. Anything you do from this point, because she did a movie, I think it was called Argyle. And it was made by the same people who I think did the Kingsman and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Argo. Sorry.
Argo. But Argyle had an all-star cast. A little bit of everybody was in there, and it didn't really do well. But it was a good movie, and I know sometimes people take that to heart.
I like the perspective. I like the ability to recognize, you know what, this just didn't work out, but it's not going to be my last gig, right? So we're just going to keep it moving, as opposed to, I think, especially with women, we can tend to hold on to stuff and feel bad and, oh my gosh, I can't get out. I like the ability to say, let's just keep it moving.
It's also the difference between actors and directors with regard to a film as a whole. It's kind of like the players and the coach. You know what I'm saying? You can have a group of star players, but sometimes if the coach doesn't have it together, they might wind up training a player or two, but if you have a couple seasons that don't do well, we get rid of the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's kind of the way it is as a director.
Different kind of pressure.
You have a bad film, or you come in over budget, or your Rotten Tomatoes is a 0. They look at the director more than they do an individual actor.
Right, yeah, different kind of pressure there for sure.
I feel like Hype Williams needs a redo, because Belly is a hood classic that probably didn't sell the tickets it should have sold when it came out in theaters, but people quote this movie like it just came out.
You
know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, damn Kiana.
DMX, man, one of the all-time greats.
Yes,
I love that movie, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, and the crazy thing is she walk around here looking just like a Pops.
She does. I was thinking that when I looked, I was like, oh my gosh, like her Pops when he was young.
Opie.
Like Opie, yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys, let me ask you this. I don't know if we need to immediately go to a break, but do you ever feel like that's kind of responsibility on shows, on your talk shows and things like that?
For sure.
Your name is on the marquee,
right.
So that's a...
Right, when it's your name, there's no sick days, and every show, I do tend to feel like, boy, I hope we delivered. I hope people were informed, inspired, entertained, empowered. Like, I have this checklist that I'm going down on Portia, but yeah, sometimes you're like, ooh, I missed it. I missed the mark. I hope people still enjoyed it. So yeah, we're always our own worst critics, right? What about you?
Yeah, I judge everything I do very harshly. If I film a movie, I don't watch it. You know, like outside of like the premiere and things like that, or like I don't know. I'm hard on myself, and anything that I've done outside of like the TV space that didn't work out wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Should have gave me control.
I have a clear conscience because I lean on my teammates. All right, we got to take a quick break, but after the break, we got Photo Shoot Friday and some flick pics. So we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Oh, welcome back, and it's so good to see you guys. It's Friday, so it's time for Photo Shoot Friday. Okay, we're gonna kick it off with a little Rose and Harlem hottie, Teyana Taylor. Sorry, Aaron Pierre, we're checking her out today. Look at her, who's effortlessly gracing us with her street but sweet style for GQ magazine. Bubble Yum.
Yeah, she is a beauty. She's just a natural beauty. Look at her. Okay, this next one is.
Yeah.
Look at her. And I like how she looks
one.
pouty, but still pretty.
Yeah.
And she knows it, right?
What?
She knows it. She knows she's got the eyes that, you know, kind of look right through your soul. She knows the abs are abbing. And the confidence is there. She's just gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Some people, it looks like God carved.
Yeah, like she got a little personal attention.
Yeah.
You know
we're gonna rush these other
Right
people.
there.
We're gonna take our time with you.
You don't need abs. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a talk show. Anybody gonna see your abs? Like, you're gonna have 2 kids. And you're gonna have a muffin top for the rest of your life. You'll be all right. Oh my goodness, she's gorgeous. All right, now this next one is going to have you saying, yes, chef, yes, chef. The Bear and Shameless star Jeremy Allen White is looking scrumdiddlyicious as the new ambassador for Louis Vuitton. Take a look right here. This fella right here. I mean, he's a dashing fellow.
This guy's on the come up.
Yeah.
He's a dashing fellow for sure.
And he's come a long way from where, you know, because I, like most people, got hip to him from Shameless, but, you know, and he's so good on that show that anytime I see him in anything, it's like, it's my man from Chicago.
Right.
And then, you know, The Bear, it's based in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, too. So, like, you know, like, but he's really making his work for him. And he was phenomenal in, there was a movie about the Von Erichs. It was called The Iron Claw.
Oh, yeah.
He was so good in that,
was
too.
really good.
So, but, man, kudos to him for getting that Louis Vuitton
Good
gig,
for
yo.
him.
The other thing about him is, like, he's not, like, let's pull that photo back up if we can. He's not, I would venture to say he's not classically handsome. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a modelly looking guy, but he's able to make it work in a modelly way. Does that make sense?
It does, because what I think people are kind of tired of is everybody looking like whatever perfectly chiseled is looking like, right? We're just busting up the standards of beauty, and just how you come is how you are.
Yeah.
It's a good looking, he's a good looking young man.
Yeah, he's giving you that blue steel look in that second photo.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Word to
indeed.
Zoolander. Now, next up, we got Colombian and American songstress Cali Uchis giving us Telepasha on the cover of Cosmopolitan Italia.
Realismo Magico.
Yo, the wild part is I always hear her name, and like whenever she sings on records, she sounds like a mermaid singing. Like her voice is beautiful.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
a good
never
way to
got a
put it.
chance to see what she looked like. So
This is my first time, I'll be absolutely honest.
I'm
and
new to
she is a beauty, and a classic beauty, too.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like that's probably really close to what she looks like, right? I mean, obviously there's always going to be a little touch-up or something, but I like that she is just a simple, classic beauty.
Yeah. And she sings primarily in Spanish. She do flip it up every now and then, but like for you to sing so good in Spanish, I'm still like, hey, what's going on?
And you still locked in?
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you really doing your
You're
thing.
doing this whole music is the universal language thing for real, for real.
Yeah, that's a frequency.
All right, listen, last but certainly not least, perhaps most, is Queen Sugar and Girls Trip heartthrob Kofi Siriboe on the June 2025 issue of Essence magazine. Hey, Kofi. I'll see you on the Portia show on season 4. I mean, hey, Kofi.
Hey, Kofi.
Listen, dude, what else is there to say?
Yo, he's giving you style, giving you grace, he's giving you different looks and ambiances.
This is a great photo shoot, great looks.
It is it's a beautiful, and I'm trying not to get in trouble, but I want to say I think the brother would be a really great guest on the Portia show. And I would come up with some questions after I stopped staring, for sure.
Yeah.
But again, a very clean-cut, classic look, for sure. I love it. Love it.
Nah, they really look
Kind of
out
giving
for
me
these
some
guys.
dandy right there in the pinstripes.
Oh,
a little dandyism,
interesting.
yes. But then I'm getting a little, maybe a little West African vibe, just a little bit with a little layering there.
I see it.
T'Challa's funeral.
Did you say T'Challa's funeral?
Yeah, in the second Black Panther movie. Because everybody came out, they was all wearing white. You know what I mean?
You're right. It's a ceremonial color, yes.
Wakanda service. Yeah, I got you. Okay, who had...
This is why I love y'all.
Okay, who had the best photo shoot? I'm gonna tell you right now, I think his photo shoot might have been the best.
Yes.
They gave him options.
Yeah, they gave him options.
They did. Shout out to the photographers, because it
Yeah.
still takes a really good photographer just to capture that moment and that essence. And he fine now, let's just be clear. But yeah, it still takes a really good photographer to still capture the whole thing, how you compose the photo. But yeah, Kofi won. What else was there?
I mean,
I
I gotta
forgot.
show some love to
there
Tiana
was some
Taylor
very
because
pretty women.
she gave you all of those different looks, and for her to pull it off, like once again, pouty mouth, and still be looking fly out here in these streets.
Yes.
Not everybody can pull that off.
No.
Like, all right, so this one, like everything's going good. She's going to a crib. Show me the next picture, real quick. Because I got a whole, we found out you got evicted. Now, man, everything was good. I was just blowing gum, but I'm still cute. I'm gonna find you a place to stay.
I look good. I look good. Yeah, she's still gonna pull it off.
Yeah.
Yep, and now she's working out on the rooftop of her new place.
Yeah, that's the smallest sports bra I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's
doing the most work
that you've ever wanted to see.
It's being very supportive.
Very supportive.
Very supportive.
Like a support bra.
She bad,
support
bad,
me and I'll
though.
support you.
She bad. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Damn, Iman.
Yeah.
All right, man. If you headed to the theaters this weekend, we got a couple flick picks for you. Now, Samuel L. Jackson and Pierce Brosnan might be the duo you never knew you needed in the film Unholy Trinity. It's set in Montana in the 1870s, and chaos ensues when a young man returning to reclaim his legacy, a sheriff demanding order, and a dangerous stranger cross paths. Check this out.
Where you headed?
Trinity.
And just who might this be?
My pa.
Mind if I ask how he passed?
He was framed.
You might need this. They call me St. Christopher, by the way.
Welcome to Trinity. Sheriff, my name is Henry Broadway.
That would make your father Isaac Broadway. Let me give you a bit of advice. Keep your ancestry between us. Not every man who's known is loved.
I knowed your daddy real well. Me and him stole enough gold, paved the streets of heaven.
Think I know where that gold is?
I don't know. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I bet anything I own that Henry Broadway just hid that gold.
What are we waiting for? Let's go!
They're coming for you.
People are riled up.
I'm still faster than they are. What you want is not your gold. It's blood. End this madness! Every town has its heroes and villains. Don't get caught on the wrong side of that coin.
I don't want to be no villain.
Man don't know what he is till his back's against the wall.
No? Wow.
I'm gonna tell myself that that's the prequel to Django.
Is that it?
It's gonna show
Is
how,
that it?
Yeah, it's gonna show how you ended up in Candyland.
Yeah, how Samuel L. Oh my gosh.
Listen, I'm here for a good Western. I'm here for the gold. I'm here for, you know, it's giving me Colorado vibes. And I'm from Colorado, so yeah, I'm here for it. But yeah, I love, we can see, it's gonna be good.
The action duo of Samuel L. Jackson and Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Like, I could watch an action cop buddy movie with those two guys whipping some, you know.
Yeah, yeah, good pair. Good pair.
Like 48 hours in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
All
a
right.
struggling young buck trying to figure out what he's gonna do with his life. Yeah.
And he secretly knows where the gold is. I want to know where the gold is. For the old internet folks, if you know. Okay, for all my dragon lovers, the long-awaited How to Train Your Dragon movie drops today, starring a Viking, Hiccup, and a dragon named Toothless, who forge an unexpected friendship that breaks long-standing feuds and generational curses. Now, of course, there was the animated version that came out a couple of years ago, so this is the live action.
Yeah.
Which, you know, still animated dragon.
It came out too soon.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
Like, you know, because they're doing a live action Moana too, and it's like, yo, man.
Oh yeah, I wasn't ready for
my
live
kids are still
action
young
Moana,
enough
yeah.
to remember the animated one when it first dropped.
Live action Lilo and Stitch beat Mission Impossible at the box office.
Are you for real?
Well, I think the second week out, though.
Second week?
Yeah, because Lilo and Stitch came out. Well, no, you might be right. I think, yeah, first week.
It's not. I wanted to lock in, but I was like, but still, Mufasa. Ooh.
Well, you got options. So maybe like the parents could drop their kids off at How to Train Your Dragon while y'all go running and watch, Samuel L. Jackson,
That's
Pierce
it.
Brosnan shoot stuff up. You do got options. But listen, we got to run the break. But when we come back, man, we're talking a bunch of things, man. Birthdays, and eventually we're going to solve some crimes with everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? See you in 2.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like, it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. If you're celebrating a birthday today, you're in legendary company.
Yes,
Let's start with a woman whose vocals helped define 90s R&B and still making people weak in the knees. And if you're weak, blame her. That note she hit in 1992 still hasn't come down. Coco from SWV turns 55 today.
Happy birthday, Coco. And from harmonies to heartthrobs, you've seen him croon on stage and act on screen. He's the only guy who can play Johnny Gill. I'm not arguing about it. With an Emmy nod and make your auntie go crazy with every note he hits. Luke James celebrating 41. Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday, Luke. Speaking of heartthrobs, from saving the universe to roasting his dog on Twitter, he's proof you can be the Captain American and a humble hottie at the same time. Chris Evans is 44 years old.
Captain America.
There we go.
Yes. Happy birthday, Cap. All right, listen, double trouble alert from Full House to full fashion icons. They went from you got a dude and you can't afford it, dude, with their brand, The Row. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, they're 39 years old.
Yeah,
Can you believe these little girls we watched grow up? They're 39.
Yeah. They look older. The smoking is bad.
Yeah.
And finally, from Home Improvement to the Santa Claus, he's the only guy who could play a handyman, a toy, and Kris Kringle, and make all three slightly cranky.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Allen is 72 out here.
Wow.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Who you running the
man.
cake to?
Tim Allen, just, you know, every birthday you get is a blessing, right? So I'm always going to go 72, stay in power. He's not going anywhere, and every role he plays is a memorable one.
That's true.
He got arrested for pot back in the days.
He
got
sure
like
did.
Mugshots.
How about that?
Yeah.
But, you know, Luke.
Luke James?
Holla at Auntie.
Yo, we outside. He's in Atlanta. Have y'all crossed paths?
We have not.
Yo,
We've
such
not.
a humble
And I
dude.
love him on The Shy. I love him on The Shy. So, yeah, really talented dude. Happy birthday, bro.
All right, man. Who you got, Santa?
You know what? I guess I got to run it up for Mary-Kate and Ashley, and that might not be like the obvious choice, but I feel like for people who came up in the industry and were in those kids movies.
That's a good point.
And then like kind of decided, you know what? Like we've already made enough money. Let's launch a clothing brand. Then they made however much money, and they just kind of like now they're doing whatever the heck they want to do.
Listen, they
I have
survived.
so much respect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They survived because that whole child actor thing can really flip things and go in a different direction. So.
Well, yeah, people can get messed up personally, and then some people also get messed up where it's like they feel like they have to chase that kind of fame for the rest of their life, and the career doesn't always work out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would do they straight to little video movies and drop their books and just keep it pushing. Like
keep
it's
it
like,
going.
yo, if you book us, you book us, whatever.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna have to run it up for Coco from SWV because those songs live rent free on any R&B night you might go to.
This is true.
Everybody in the crowd be singing them songs like they wrote it. Whether you talk about Weak in the Knees, whether you talk about You're the One for Me, All-Star Remix. SWV had a lot of people going downtown. Like there is that equity. They built equity in the hood. Man. So I'm running up for Coco and all of them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I got in the chat.
Let us know.
There's a lot
Wanna
to
know.
choose from.
Yeah. It's a
And
really
big ups
good
to Chris
option.
Evans. I don't know if you're a Marvel person.
You know what? I love Marvel movies because my kids love Marvel. So that's how I got. That was my introduction to Marvel. I'll be honest on that. Straight on just following. Yeah, absolutely. I actually had a mega crush on Captain America.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just thought the flaws and the character. It's just I don't know. I just love that.
When he was Johnny Storm, you didn't feel the same way?
No.
You see, he was in the OG Fantastic Four joint.
Oh, right.
He's one of those people that Hollywood like. It's like, yo, we're going to let you do this again.
Yeah.
Him and Ryan Reynolds. It's like, yo, the king of second, third, and fourth chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Portia, since we're talking about birthdays, what is your most memorable birthday party that they either had for you or that you've been to for somebody else?
You're not going to believe this. I was 6 years old. There was a boy named Dante. It was the first birthday party where my mom let me invite boys.
Okay.
And a boy named Dante, who I had a huge crush on in first grade, he came and he brought that big box of crayons. It was like 64.
Yeah.
With the crayon sharpener.
Oh,
Holla if you hear me.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, Dante, thank you so much. And I kissed him on the cheek. Ooh, I got in trouble, but it was so cool. It was so nice. And my Uncle Johnny, like, he painted my name, and he's an artist. I just remember all the color of that experience and kissing Dante and getting in trouble. Thank you, Dante, for the crayons wherever you are.
You ever check on him on Facebook, see if he's still all right?
Absolutely not.
Really? Why not?
No, because he was cute. I'm sure he's married with a bunch of kids.
Fair enough.
I'm sure he's
Well,
good.
hopefully he's not in this next segment because we're going to try to solve some crimes. It's time to play everybody's favorite
If y'all
game.
think in this next segment, we'll be
Whose
mad,
cousin
mad.
is it? See y'all in 2.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Oh, we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for everybody's favorite game.
Whose cousin is it?
Portia, you remember how this goes, right?
I do. I'm ready.
Detective Portia's on the case. Here we go. A 70-year-old Florida man strolled smooth into a Sam's Club and added some sprankle to some spam and sausages by, wait on it, peeing on them.
What?
No.
Destroying over $10,000 worth of goods.
Yeah, I promise. That's not going to make it taste better.
That's not going
So, top flight security spotted the PP streaming saboteur standing close to an area that contained 188 bulk units of Vienna sausages and 345 units of 8-count canned spam, and he was behaving in a way that's consistent with urination.
Oh.
Yeah, it also reeked of piping hot urine, so there's that.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, nasty Joker.
To whichever one of our producers decided we needed piping hot in there in front of urine. Okay, moving on. And get this, the unruly urinator didn't just pee and run like a normal person. This fool strolled around in Sam's Club for a little bit, checking out the snack aisle, and he even chilled on the patio furniture for a whole 10 minutes, just marinating in his pissy misdeed.
Now,
there had to be some other misdemeanors committed. You don't do that walking around there.
That's just the one they saw.
That's the one they saw.
Now, Sam's Club identified the man by his membership because, duh, and he was arrested for disorderly conduct and felony criminal mischief at his
that was a
retirement
felony.
community dubbed Florida's friendliest hometown.
I'm glad it was a felony. Nasty Joker.
I think they pissiest wrong.
Yeah, they spelled
Okay.
it wrong. Yeah.
All right, whose cousin is it?
Come on now.
Yeah.
You already, listen.
Say it, Portia.
I always feel so guilty about this. You know this is your cousin.
Okay, tell me why.
You know
Why
it's your
you think?
cousin. First of all, we are not going to do that on food because we're thinking my cousin could be eating this. I'm not doing that. That feels like some spiteful, oh, I got your spam right here.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. I think that's your cousin.
Yeah, and also, like, our demographic, our delegates, we don't go to retirement communities. We die in our homes with dignity.
Yeah, that's the one that put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for me, or the lid on the urn. You know what I'm saying? Like first we had the F word, Florida. Then we have Florida. Then we got urinating on things in a public store. This reminds me like when white chicks were taking the tops off of ice cream, licking them and putting them back. And then the fact that he was in the home.
Yeah, listen.
This is my wrinkly grandpa.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sorry.
I want to see the mugshot.
All right, Wise, we do it
I want to
this
see the
time.
mugshot.
Move that van. Yep, absolutely.
I don't mean any harm.
And you look too gathered to be doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you know sometimes you see somebody be like, yeah,
hold on a second. Why are his clothes off?
Oh, you know
They're
what?
not. No, listen. He's got low hanging.
A blouse.
See, it's yellow and white. It just it didn't fit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it didn't fit right. He was exposing his décolletage among other things that day.
Décolletage.
Nasty
Earlier he
joker.
just showed his décolletage.
Can you say that?
I don't know.
It's too late for that.
I don't know. Am I going to get canceled on a stream?
Hey, listen, let me be very clear. The views expressed by Tanner do not express the views of Portia Bruner and the Portia Show. Yeah, nasty joker.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm so
taking
sorry,
me down on
Portia.
that.
Well, this is not. We love you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit record all if you're watching at home. We'll rinse, repeat. See you on Monday. Happy
See you guys.
Father's
Bye.
Day.
Have a good
Father's
weekend.
Day, Daddy. I love you, Major Daddy.
Put it away.
I can't believe we're starting season 2.
Girl, what? Season 2. Season 2, V.
Oh, what it do?
We
season
are
2.
back, and we have been blessed to be back with you all for another season.
Woo!
Throw the deuces up, everybody.
Confetti everywhere. Confetti.
Oh, I love it. Scrolling with Jen and V, and we are back, honey.
Yes,
like
honey.
we said, season 2.
That's right.
And we back in your living rooms. We back at the airport with you. We back at the doctor's office with you.
That's
wherever
right.
you at,
in
okay?
the bedroom, everywhere,
Okay,
honey.
wherever you're at.
Yes,
All
and
right.
our drinks are back. The bevies are back, okay? We got the bevy of the night. And what is the name of this bevy, Jen?
Yes. I forgot the name.